Hi there. How's it going? Liv, it's your turn. Go.
Well, don't just put me on the spot like that.
Liv, it's your turn. Go.
Spotlight.
Well, don't just put me on the spot like that. Oh, come on! Do it a third time. The best joke's go in threes. You
Well,
ruined the
Liv,
bit.
it's your fucking turn.
Well, don't just put me on the fucking spot then. And
Yeah, you're right. That was so much funnier the third time.
Yeah.
See?
The non-sarcasm understander has logged on. All right. Anyway, this is what this has been like for the past 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. We're gonna be joined here for, I think it's session 6
7.
of our Avatar campaign. Session 6 or 7.
7.
Yeah.
I have a counter. I have them recorded.
Listen, man, I can't be fucked to check. You know how much I got going on? I
You
went
haven't
to
uploaded those videos to YouTube.
I have.
Yeah,
I
you
haven't.
haven't uploaded the videos to YouTube, motherfucker.
Listen. I've been busy.
How am I supposed to? What?
We've only been busy.
Just because you got married doesn't give you an excuse to slack off.
I feel like it does. I could check, but I feel like marriage is a thing to focus on.
Disagree. I think.
Yeah, but God, you're so selfish.
My bad. Go to YouTube right now and put one up. Watch.
Do it.
And the comments will not be horrible things about you. I swear. The description will not say fucking people.
Liv, the urchin-dwelling kraken woman has decided to grace us with their presence in this fine video.
Content. Yeah, the content button. Delete that one. How do you delete video? Okay, there. Delete forever button. I double uploaded it. I understand deleting it is forever.
All right.
Okay.
So anyway, we should start at least off with a recap. In this last session, you guys took on Dae-hyng and his 2 compatriots. You took them on and you bested them. He ran away like a fucking coward, while his 2 cousins literally basically got crushed. One of them got slammed into the corner. The other actually got neatly tucked into bed after falling directly into it. You guys then were whisked away to the infirmary where Peihan's mother and father both gave deepest apologies and reverence. And it became clear that those 3 people who were going to accompany you tomorrow were going to have to be replaced. Your father was among one of the volunteers for that, Crow. So, yeah, I believe you guys were all since you guys were all sent to the infirmary, you guys were all cured of all of your stress, but not all of your conditions. Naoe is currently suffering from some residual guilt over putting her friends in danger in this very hostile climate, despite the fact that she really didn't do anything wrong. So yeah, it is tomorrow morning. You guys are going to be getting woken up by the servants as it's time to get out there and group up.
Get out there and vote.
Yep, get out there and vote. By the way, I don't know whenever you're watching this. It's November 5th for us in North America. Yeah. If you still have time in a couple of hours before it's time to stop voting, then go for it. Please do.
Vote correctly.
Vote correctly, yeah. I was trying to find a diplomatic way to say
I'm
that.
not.
Don't
No.
don't
Whatever
fucking
you think.
doesn't deserve fucking diplomacy. Fucking Trump. Like
Vote blue until red gets their shit together. Jesus Christ.
God damn it.
vote
I
blue
mean,
until we
shit.
can afford to vote for somebody independent who's even better.
Damn
Yeah.
straight. Vote Kamala Harris, even though I really want to say vote Bernie Sanders, but
He's
vote
not on the
Kamala
ballot.
Harris.
Next
I
time.
know,
Yeah.
and don't vote third party, God damn it.
No, unfortunately, you can't until red gets their shit together. Like once they're not
vote
Nazis.
for human rights, please.
Like if
Yeah,
they
once
stop
they're
being
not
Nazis.
threatening like the life of me and everybody I care about, who and hate us for and stop hating us for just for existing, then
Fucking A, man.
Fucking sucks to be independent lately because I was like, oh, I'll vote for anyone as long as their policies and their morals are good. And then one entire party's like, we don't have good anything. And I was like, this doesn't feel very independent to me. Just voting blue, guys, please.
mm-hmm.
So
Anyways,
you guys
politics break over.
you guys are treated to a very quick breakfast. The emphasis is really going to be on the family trying to get you guys out there, because the more time that they spend without their minds, the more money that they're losing and the more dangerous of a position that they're put in as far as the Fire Nation goes. But would anybody like to do anything in this time before getting directly to the cave?
I just uploaded the episode 5.
Now I would like to upload episode 5.
Yeah, on YouTube. She's
to her
going for
YouTube
that.
channel.
She's going for that YouTube money.
I just want to check, like, how many days have we been here?
So you have like it's time gets distorted because we've done this for several sessions, but you have been there for at this point less than 24 hours.
Oh my gosh! I
Yeah.
thought it was like we've been here like half a day and then a night, and now it's morning.
Yeah, I thought
So you guys probably got there around noon the previous day. You had lunch at How's place. When is the time? And then you were basically made aware of the situation in early afternoon, and now it's morning.
Heion would like to like try and climb up on top of a rock and feel the wind.
There you go.
Because wants to check if the wind is strong and will grant them like fast like good headway once they're done here, because they have to get to what's
wind.
Katara's dad's name?
What was that?
The person that we're going to help.
Oh, Katara's dad's name is Hakoda.
Hakoda, yeah. Because we have to get to Hakoda after this.
The wind is not very strong, but it is blowing southward. It is blowing you in the right direction. It's at this point that you look down from your rock and you see your grandfather looking up at you quizzically. What are you doing up there, young man? Don't you know that you've got somewhere to be?
Yes, multiple places actually, but I'm on my way. I'm hurrying up. And then
well,
he
will actually put his hand up and say, "Well, hold on. Slow down. Is there something you would like to talk about? Seems like something is on your mind. I'd hate to rush you into a dangerous situation, potentially half ready."
Well, I'm going to help out with the mines because this is for my family. and I have to help you guys out. But we still have another mission to complete for the greater war effort, and I just want to make sure we can do. I want to accomplish both.
So, are you on the rock still, or have you gotten your way down?
I'm down from the rock now.
Okay. He will clap his hands on both of your shoulders and be like, "While it has been incredible." Oh, what's happening?
Don't worry about it, man. It's fine.
Okay,
It's just,
all right. I'm
it's
not worried
just
about it.
a husband and wife doing their memes at each other.
Aw. By the way, do we want to announce this?
Yeah, sure. I don't care. They don't know who I am.
Yeah,
Hey,
Jordan
internet.
got married.
I'm married.
And-
This
yeah,
person.
man. Congratulations once again, by the way.
Thank you.
Husband and
you
wife,
actually know me, so that means something.
happily ever after. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's a nice thing to share with people just in general.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm not like the type of person that like share shit, but sure.
Well,
I also don't
There
give a
you go.
shit. Like if people know certain things. Now, if they know my home address, that's a different story.
Yeah, it's actually 123 North North Street.
Liv, I
North
told you that in
Street.
confidence. How could you do this?
Ironically,
Because
it's in
I'm horrible.
Antarctica.
Yeah, no, I've secretly been building up your trust this entire time over however many 4 years, just so I could dox you on the internet.
This is a long con. I don't think it's worth it.
No, it was totally worth it. But definitely, it's
So he will clap his hands on both of your shoulders
3 times.
and be like, "While it has been truly an honor and a pleasure to have you back, you are needed by the world, and we cannot ask more of you than that. We love you, and you will always have a home here." And he'll put his hand on your cheek now. But
Headbutt him.
we but you will always be more valuable to you'll always be more valuable to the world as a part of it. And he'll give you a nice big hug. You can feel the sword that's on his back, the one that he always carries around. But yeah.
Turn the hug and say, "Thank you, grandfather."
Don't mention it. Now, get out there and break a leg, why don't you?
Just not yours.
Just not yours. Just not literally, actually. I don't know why we say that.
Nah, if you find some firebenders, do break a leg. break 2 if you can.
Noae's there. Noae's giving advice.
That would be Noae's advice, I feel.
All right, but so yeah, if there's anything you guys would like to do in the meantime, we're not gonna rush you through it, but there's not gonna be interesting stuff happening unless you make it.
Okay. Avatar Session 5 and 6 up on YouTube for published, so.
Cool.
No
All
more-
right.
No more complaining about Jordan not doing his duties.
Oh, man.
Duties. I do my duties in all the right places.
Giggity.
I don't like
You fucking said it. I don't know what.
giggity is very much has the wrong connotation.
I
don't
do my
like it.
duties in all the right places. I mean, you're walking into
I was
it.
trying to do a poop joke and you made it sound like a sex joke, and that mixes with the poop joke and it's gross now.
I didn't think it was a poop joke, quite
It was
frankly. I thought you were earnestly saying something.
I do my duties in all the places they need to be.
Listen.
It's a poop joke. It says I poop in the potty. Like a big boy. Like a big boy.
I think we can agree it's equally meaningful in both senses.
No, we can't say that. let's get a vote from the other two.
I was looking up the origin of break a leg, which is there's not really a certain origin. So
It just means that it's bad luck to say good luck, so they say break a leg because it's
that's one possible origin. That has not been confirmed, and that's originally from racehorsing, actually, than
interesting.
Than theater. So yeah, we don't know for certain where it comes from.
That's fun.
Well, there you go. All right.
Since I got sleep, is my fatigue normal?
Yeah, everybody's fatigue is normal.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
The normal amount of fatigue you should be feeling is 0.
Yes. So actually, according to the rules, the deal is that like a night's rest is only supposed to give you like a comfortable night's rest is only supposed to give you like 2 or 3 back. It's like if you spend a week that you get like resting that you get all 5 back. But you guys were also in an infirmary and most of your injuries were physical.
I mean,
and we're on a timetable, so it makes more sense.
Yeah, pretty much. The DM has decided.
I don't know. I
that he wanted to put you into 2 quick succession fights and didn't want to.
Listen, I'll only heal 3 fatigue. I'm fine with that.
No.
Yeah,
you're healing for all.
I only heal 3.
Okay, man. If you want to get into this, what's coming up with like 2 fatigue on your board, then
no, but I have 0 fatigue on my board because I already healed 2. So 3 more is just
there you go. I was gonna say 2 fatigue and a condition. You might.
I have a condition. That's staying.
You might just. Well, I mean, the condition was good for story, and it's good for the plot, and I like it.
Yeah, I don't know why I want to go away.
So you guys all meet up with your adventuring party out in the front, like by the front gate of the courtyard.
Sick.
You see, and you can count 12 people. One of them is your father, Dae-hyng. One of them is Quinn. One of them is Tank. One of them is Judah. He's actually the one who helped you guys like carry the torches back to your room. On that very first day, you weren't sure if he was a servant or a family member, and quite frankly, you're still not. But he's I mean, he's there with you. He doesn't seem like
Tapisa is not there. She has slipped ahead. She has slipped ahead like half an hour to an hour before and is already at the mines.
Cool, awesome. I'll tell Tapisa what she sees in just a little bit after I'm done describing everybody here.
Noae shit right here.
Well, Noae could have done it too. Fuck it.
Does.
What was that?
We'll see what Noae does.
We'll see what Noae does. Okay. So, like I said, Quinn is there, Tank is there, Gon and Fawn are both there. They are mostly crowded around Quinn, who it has become clear in your time they are largely attached to him. He's kind of like the ringleader of their little group. Toya is there, which is kind of surprising because she's 13 years old, but she seems completely undaunted and unfazed by the potential danger that she's putting herself in. And then there are a couple of others that you don't recognize. They're fairly nondescript. One of them, though, is like he stands out because he wears a purple sash around his unusually dark green clothes.
What style?
It's very ornate, the sash itself. It's got
I mean wearing style, because you can wear a sash in multiple different ways, and I was just wondering.
It's around his waist.
Not what I meant, not the position, but
Okay. And then I don't understand the question.
Okay, so you can a sash can be worn like kind of, if it's a wide sash, it can be worn kind of triangular where it like dips low on the side, like.
Okay.
Or it can be around the hip straight to where it dangles in a
Hold
like
on.
more.
Airbender clothes. I'm trying to like basically. If you remember Aang ever wearing like some very loose fitting clothes where it goes over his shoulder, like the orange part goes over his shoulder on one side, then wraps around his waist,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other shoulder is exposed.
Yeah, got it.
He's doing that, but he's got clothes underneath.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Guys and gals, pretty much everybody is there. They seem to be equal or varying amounts of nervous. Tank is kind of just standing there stoically. Quinn is kind of like excited, and he's snickering with Gon and Fawn. The guy with the sash is like doing his poses meditatively in a very breath heavy way. Toya is kind of just running around like a little kid. And your father is standing with his sword down between his feet, his eyes closed in a calming state. It is at this point that your mother makes herself known. She's like, family members. Oh, hey, listen. Yep, she says exactly that. In fact, hey, listen. She's actually flanked by a couple servants on each side as she walks down the gravel path. Oh, thank you so much, everybody, for volunteering. And then your couple of ears perk up because they weren't volunteered; they were kind of voluntold to what volunteer? This was optional. For volunteering to help the village with our plights. We desperately thank you for your service and for your bravery. Now go out there and get them. And she'll signal to the gate guards to go ahead and open it up. As the gates open. Quinn is like, fuck yeah, let's go. And he'll stride away with a spring in his step and a purpose. Good lord, I love having a hype person, whichever one of you that is.
That's Jordan.
Don't throw me under the bus like this.
I'm the only one who's still listening to music, by the way. But yeah, so Gon and Fawn lead themselves or follow him. What is wrong with you? Listen,
Sorry.
if I stammer over my words,
I'm
this is
sorry. I knew it was mean, and
If
I
you
did it
need
anyway.
to keep yourself busy because of the ADHD, start putting some visuals up on the stream.
Yeah, please actually add constructively.
Okay.
to what is correct.
There hasn't been anything visual to add, but like, I'll work on it.
The man in the purple sash does like a he starts off with a somersault. Like a forward cartwheel. What do you call that actually? Where you put your hands on your where you put your hands on the ground and then you flip forward and then just like gracefully roll over. It's not really a somersault. It's not really a cartwheel. It's like a kind of flip. I don't know what it's called. You know, I've described it.
I don't have enough of a clear visual of what you're trying to describe. There's like several different moves that are very similar to that. Like
he's walking forward. He puts his he uses his momentum. He puts his hands on the ground and flips forward.
That really doesn't narrow it down.
Well,
what he does with the before, that does not narrow it down.
What he does with a gymnastic flair to him.
Oh god!
And you guys, you guys start to make your way to the mine. It'll take you about 5 minutes. Tapisa, what you see out front, without making any checks, is a bunch of people standing around, largely bystanders, nervously. A couple of people who are wearing different family crests went forward because they knew that the Mingyan family was going to try and take care of this. They are standing in battle poses at the open mouth, but like 20 feet away, like a safe distance away. You don't see or hear anything untoward emanating from the mouth of the major cave. But pretty much everybody is word has kind of gotten around that you guys are going to be trying something. So there are bystanders that are kind of being kept back by different family members. And yeah, there's a bunch of excitement and fervor in the air. So yeah, if there is anything you would like to do before these people show up.
Yes, I would like to assess the situation.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Yeah, I triple check my creativity. 0, cool. Figured.
Yeah.
So that is a straight 2d6 roll.
Yep.
That's a 7. I may
cool.
ask one question.
You may ask a question. Go for it. I would also love for you to describe what exactly you do in order to like ask this question, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm. Who or what is the biggest threat? Tapisa has like actually, I'm just she has her like gear thing, the like test balance, like eyeglass thing that she uses to get a better rate on people in combat, and she's just found it like a spot like with a decent vantage point, and she's looking through it, looking for who or what is the biggest threat.
Espanol.
So you look around the crowd and you see people of kind of like the crowd of civilians is kind of mixed. There are more Earth Kingdom civilians that are there than Fire Nation civilians, but there are Fire Nation civilians there. And while they're probably not as worried as the Earth Kingdom ones, they're not an outward threat as far as you can tell. And which is to say, as far as my answering of the question is, they are not an outward threat. It seems what everyone is afraid of is whatever is in the cave.
Also, I forgot, I have +1 ongoing to looking into anyone who would benefit from the mine being closed because of whatever I can, and
Yeah,
I forgot. That doesn't relevant here because it was still, it would have just been an 8, but yeah.
So there are people who would benefit from the mine being closed, but you don't get necessarily, even now, any sense that they are here or actively benefiting from this.
Mm-hmm.
Or that there's like a you don't get any sense of like some kind of secret intention from the crowd. Pretty much the biggest threat, to answer your question directly, is whatever is in the cave.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Sure.
Tapisa will wait around and keep an eye out for anyone who seems like they're up to no good.
Absolutely. Sounds good. All right. So it's at this point that the adventuring party makes their way there. The crowd parts for them reverently as Quinn kind of makes his way forward, still leading the pack. He actually does a no, thank you. don't no need for applause. Just hold it. Like he does the humble, not humble kind of thing as he walks through. Pretty much everybody else in the party, or at least in the family, remains steadfast and neutral in their focus. So yeah, you guys now have all met up. You guys are standing 20 feet in front of the cave. So somebody comes up to the three of you, but more specifically Dae-hyng. He's got a different family seal. He's got the Yun, or see, it's the Yang. It's the Yang family seal. It's embroidered lovingly on the breast of his garb. And he's like, oh, thank goodness you guys are here. We've been monitoring the situation, and it really seems like there is no presence. Nothing happens unless we step in. We've been trying whatever we can to get inside without notice, but no matter what we do, we're pushed out by the entity, whatever is inside. We'll do our best to hold to back you up from out here, but well, quite frankly, he looks around and you see disconcerted and scared faces from his family members. We would kind of appreciate if you can take care of it on your own.
While the speech is happening, Tapisa slips down from her vantage point and mingles with the rest of the party.
Cool. All right. Is there anything you would like to say like that, or are you just mingling?
She's just mingling. Honestly, I don't. If anybody, I don't know if anybody even notices her slip in.
Noae leans in and says, "Copycat."
Copycat! How dare you? That's my thing.
It's 80% of my
Tapisa looks
thing.
down. Tapisa looks down and Noae winks and says, "You know it."
All right. Well, yeah. Why don't you guys go ahead and take care of that? We'll be right behind you if anything goes down. He says, and then he walks away and returns to his appointed post.
I love a good
All right.
post.
Appointed post.
Yeah, appointed post. I got it. It's a post with a point.
Anyone wants to
Demerits.
assess the situation and see if there's any of the other family the other sword making families that are present there, if he remembers if any of them are more loyal to the Fire Nation.
Yeah, I would like you to roll for that.
All right.
Well, what is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? I don't know if I should be married to these 5 questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you shouldn't.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Oh my god, he's
I
growing
think
as
I'm
a
right.
GM.
I know.
Let me pull up the moves and see exactly what it says about that as well.
Cool. That would be dope. I would really
The
appreciate
system, I would say I'd say Apocalypse in general. One of the flaws of it is the rigidity, because sometimes everything is structured, which is useful, but also kind of stifling sometimes. But on another note, Crow, you're a little quiet. Can I get you to be louder?
Oh, okay. I rolled a 9 plus a 1, so it's a 10.
Cool.
Much better volume too.
Oh, I take 1+1 going when acting on the answers as well. That's just a thing that happens no matter the outcome of the roll.
Yeah.
Cool. I didn't catch that.
In the wording of it, it does say on a hit, ask 2, but there's a period there, and so when you're scanning it, it kind of looks like on a hit you can only but
let me mark that down real quick.
Sure.
ongoing when acting on the answer.
Ongoing is every time you are doing something that is like related to the specific like parameter. In this case, following up on the question, you get +1 to your roll. +1 forward is you just get it for the next roll. Ongoing is every
Ongoing,
time.
yeah.
Um,
So
I feel like you
what
just
I will
told me the
say
definition of ongoing for no reason.
is what I will say is that there are 3 families. There's the Yang family, the Tung family, and the Mingyun family. Your family is probably the most anti-Fire Nation one that there is. The Tung family, who isn't really present, is the one that's the most friendly, but
How do you
only in
spell that?
Tung T-U-N-G,
Okay,
not
well,
T-O-U-N-G-E. Or you know how to spell Tung.
yeah, I get, yeah.
Not
I
the
got
regular way you spell it, but T-U-N-G. So they are the ones that are most friendly with the Fire Nation, but on the upper levels, or like at least as far as you're aware, it only goes as far as the Tung family patriarch is just a friend of the Fire Nation aristocracy that is here. It's even weird to call them aristocracy. Of the Fire Nation leadership that is here, they're just more friendly. It's not something that's super as far as you know, it doesn't go like to a conspiracy level like that. But there are secrets, but there are room for secrets that you don't know about.
right, rules check-in is it does specifically be like you have to do the 5 things. I think that's kind of bullshit because this is the only information gathering move there is, like by default. Another way Monster Hearts is better. Gaze into the Abyss is incredibly vague in what you can use it for, and it's amazing because of that. Sorry.
No, I agree with that. I'm gonna fold that into what should I be on the lookout for? And you're giving it focus to.
Sorry.
What's up?
Yes.
Okay.
Chanting homebrew because we're modding the game, and it's something UFO and I do a lot with the systems we play.
Because we get like, listen, whenever you homebrew, generally I'm in favor of the rule change.
Yeah,
it's annoying how often we do it.
Problems.
Yeah, it's annoying how often we do it, but we're always right when we do it. It's just like
or at least we're right in that there's a problem. Sometimes the steps to fixing it can be a bit whatever, but usually, eventually.
Yeah, sometimes I have fixed a problem and realized that it's just the fucking branch of a bigger problem, and like by making my little fix, I made it worse. So I have to go back and fix the big problem.
So to answer your question more concisely, the Yang family is the only one that's here. They are the ones that are kind of like, they're not pro Fire Nation, but they're not as anti Fire Nation as your family. The Tung family is the one that's most pro Fire Nation, but as far as you know, even on a 10, they aren't like actively on Fire Nation side. They're just the ones that would be the most friendly.
Okay.
So yeah.
As I approach the entrance to the mine, I take one of the torches that Pat oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name. Oh no.
That Noae, that
Noae,
Judah.
yeah.
Noae, okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Noae. That Noae prepared because like I don't want them to know that I can do firebending.
Okay. So I will say that largely your family probably already knows.
Yeah, my family knows, but not the other.
Gotcha. Yeah. That would probably be a village secret. So yeah.
And even if they do know, there's a difference between knowing, like from a rumor standpoint, and like seeing it.
Yeah. So yeah.
What was the third family?
There's Yang and there's Tung.
Okay.
Yang,
got Yang
is
and
Mine is
Tongue. So.
Choi.
Choi.
Oh,
That's
Choi.
it. How do you spell Choi?
CHOI.
Got it.
CHOI. Yep.
First image. Ooh,
Ah,
that's the first
Yang,
image.
Tongue, and Choi. Okay. All right. Hold on. Write all that down before I fucking forget.
Yeah, the three families all represented now on the image.
So, yeah, you go ahead. I believe you would probably have some flint rocks on you, unless Noae wants to be the one that lights it up for everybody.
If
But
they didn't bring a like,
yeah,
No,
they brought flint rocks. This is not a thing that we really need to dwell on.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I would have
so
brought flint rocks too from my rations pack from the army.
I'm trying to remember what they're called, but there are like fire starting rocks
Flint.
in
Right,
Avatar.
maybe?
Well, no, it's
They have a
the
different word for
ones.
flint and steel.
Well, no, well, kinda. It's like they're green rocks that Jet steals from Iroh.
Spark rocks.
Spark rock, yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they have those around. They've largely gone unused until now. You go ahead and light yours up. It flares to life, and it illuminates the very opening of the cave. All right. Choi or not Choi. What was his name? Quinn.
According to the Avatar wiki,
Mhm.
they're likely just the Avatar universe version of Flint.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's
'Cause
just that
they-
they're green, and I kind of always had the impression that they were extra useful
Sparky?
for
They potentially
extra
are.
sparky. Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
Avatar just has that vibe about a lot of things that like.
it does. It's
Would-
like, hey, here are some things that are so much easier to do.
It's an animist. It's an animist like world building. So like animism means that everything kind of has a spirit, and so everything's a little bit magical. So
Mhm.
that makes sense. They
Absolutely.
don't really demonstrate how everything's a little bit magical all the time, but sometimes it leaks through.
Yeah. So Quinn will go ahead and light his up.
Laying up.
Yeah. And he'll actually wave it around in a funny way. Your father will be like, Quinn, this is no laughing matter. Stop that at once. Be like, oh, yes, sir. And I'll give like a kind of mocking salute back. Gon and Fawn will actually put their torches down on top of each other in front of you, Noae, and be like, would you like to do the honors?
She takes a deep breath and breathes into her hand, and then just snaps her fingers and lights them.
Oh, yeah, dope. And they do kind of like a high five, but one where they like clasp each other's hands together. And then they make a motion to high five you.
She's fucking confused.
It's a high five. Like, do you not know this? Says Gon.
No.
I walk up to Gon and like give him a high five. It's like this now, and then just high five. Like this.
Fascinating.
Does Tapisa not know this either?
I think it's funnier if she doesn't, so I'm just gonna say no, she does not.
Is it just an Earth Kingdom thing?
I don't know, honestly. There have been high fives in Avatar, but I'm fairly certain like Airbenders have done it, Fire Nation have done it,
Yeah.
Earth Kingdom have done it.
I'm sure it's a thing. I just think it's funnier if Tapisa doesn't know. It's just a Tapisa thing. It's not.
You know
like...
what? You have control over what your character knows.
Noae doesn't know it because Noae's never been in the social situation to do it. Like, she might have seen other people do it, but she doesn't, like, understand it. She's just a mimic, for God's sakes. She's like, yeah, okay. Like
Ka-ching,
she just
ka-pang.
mimics it one for one. But she's too short, so it doesn't work.
Well, they would have put their hands at your level.
Okay, then it works. I find it funny the idea of them holding out their hand and her doing it 1-to-1 mimic, so it misses.
Listen, I'm in my head. They're not the most smart of people. I'm kind of like thinking of them as Rough Nut and Tough Nut from How to Train Your Dragon.
The
Yeah,
crossover we've been waiting for.
but like they're not that though. Okay. Anyway,
Actually, legitimately, that would be a fun crossover, like How to Train Your Dragon and Avatar.
that would be very hilarious. Like, oh, you guys have dragons? Look, we've got like 50 billion of them, and they're all really different. You guys have got like 4.
We trained your 4 in about a half hour.
Yeah. So, Quinn at this point is like, all right, come on, let's go. No more horsing around. And he'll actually put his arm around you, Peihan, and he'll force you forward into the mouth of the gaping cave.
I wish I could play music right now.
I mean, we can all get into the music bot and we can have music
yeah,
ourselves.
but it's being recorded on. I can't. Well, actually, I could. Well, no,
Can you? Is there no royalty free? Nothing you can do?
There's royalty free stuff. I just.
Twitch have different rules for music. Does Twitch have rules for like?
Well, I mean, yes, they'll like mute sections of the VOD with copyrighted music.
Yeah, and if someone reports it, then
So no snitches.
no snitches.
Yes, all 2 of our viewers who are currently in the chat right now.
I think one of them's you also live, so.
No, I mean with it's are in this voice chat. I mean,
her. Okay,
yeah.
I see.
It's UFO and me. Are our 2 viewers currently. Hi to the future if anybody's watching these VODs.
Usually it only counts me sometimes, so it's hard to tell how many viewers there actually are.
I'm looking at the list of viewers.
Yeah.
Even Solomon isn't here?
No, Solomon misses a lot just because he has a weird work schedule, so.
Yeah.
And Sadie is currently ditching us to chat with cool TTRPG folks in a different server.
Is this the Monster Heart server?
Yes, I'm also occasionally in there conversing.
You whore.
You, how dare you? How dare you not pay full attention to my thoroughly and gripping story?
Did you want to call her a whore as well and then backed out?
No, no, that word didn't even come up in my brain, Jordan.
Why not?
Yeah, no, why not?
You need to call people whore.
I need to be more sexist.
It's
Honestly,
not sexist if you call everyone a whore and a bitch.
It's affirming to the trans person.
Not just that, it's also accurate.
It's affirming.
Listen, you stupid bitch.
Just listen, principal. I was being affirming when I called them a bitch and a whore.
Listen, when I called her a slut, it was a compliment.
It is, actually. I'll take that.
It definitely can be. That's why they say shit like that, because none of it means anything.
You have Udo, you fucking bitch.
You fucking dastard.
That's like one of my new favorite words.
Dastard? I love it.
It's good. It's good.
I also like how in the Fire Emblem universe, it's the main insult.
Is it really?
Yeah, no, you'll hear people call each other dastards when they get angry, and it's like, oh, that's so good. So fun.
That was the game that the Uno thing was based on, right? Fire Emblem.
Yeah, Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Gotcha. Hell yeah.
The actual voice actors did it. It's great.
Yeah. So the group you guys are now heading into the mouth of the cave. It's fine for the first 5 or so steps, but once you get like a little bit too far in, you start to feel a vibration in the ground. The vibration then grows to a crescendo of shaking. You start to feel wind on your face, blowing slowly to start and then increasingly rapidly, to the point where you have to kind of put your hand up in order to stop the dust from the cave from getting into your eyes. You hear a feral, dark, deep, and low growl emanate from within the cave as it becomes, clear that you're very much not wanted. A couple of the not so smart family members decided once more, just as an experiment, well, to bring in more of the glow rock that they've got. They've at this point got it out, and they're trying impotently to light their way without carrying the torch that they've been handed. But the glow rock starts to crack. They have a split second, and they do, to throw it away before it shatters into a billion pieces, and where it would have exploded in their hand and harmed them.
I try to fucking, I don't know, I guess assess the situation is the only information gathering thing, so probably that.
Yep.
Because I want to understand that reaction more. Like, can I, like, I guess.
What are you trying to assess?
I'm trying to figure out the mechanism that this is happening. Like.
Okay. Give me a roll.
Can do. And I'll be rolling.
I'm going to, for the just sake of rules,
It's creativity, right?
Yeah. I'm going to interpret it as what should I be on the lookout for.
Okay. Hold on, let me read something. When you assess the situation while taking your time. I cannot take my time in this situation.
Okay.
Creativity?
Yeah, creativity.
Yep.
You can kind of create, you can kind of take your time.
Oh, can I? Then,
There's at least a little bit of leeway, like 30 seconds worth.
I did a full hit with creativity anyway, so.
Cool, awesome. So, what should you be on the lookout for? So, with a full hit, what specific number? Just so I mean, it doesn't matter.
11.
I just want
11.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm guessing it's
Nice.
It's a 5 and a 6. So
5 and a 6, so that'll do. So you, after having looked into the situation a little bit, you kind of feel like there is something off here. The growl that you heard, it's, for want of a better way to describe it, it's too close. Like, you feel like the place from which it was emanating is closer than your sixth sense kind of says it should be. Like, you feel like there should be a presence of something huge that you would in some way otherwise perceive.
So it basically doesn't sound like it's echoing because it didn't have to echo as many times to me. It doesn't sound sound drained out.
And you don't feel like any presence or warmth or like, I guess, you don't feel any presence that would indicate something huge is there that would make that kind of noise. You also, on a full hit, I will tell you that you hear this weird sound it goes, and let's see if this will pick up in the mic. It goes.
You got a little bit of that.
So chittering?
So like, kind of. It's rhythmic, and it's very soft.
I have a suspicion of what's going on here.
Well, right, you get that information, and it kind of subsumes itself in your head. Right as you feel a rumble bigger than all of the others. A cave-in has started. This is, though, I will say, not the first time that this has happened. Several of your group members, including Tank, were anticipating this, and they are going to use all of their energy to hold up the
And just like, there's a bunch of earthbenders here. It's really
Yeah.
they can build a cave in.
Yeah. It caught people off guard before, but now they're ready. Now they've got the information.
It's just a QTE. As long as you know it's coming, you can hit that button fast.
Yes, exactly. They're using pretty much all their concentration though. It seems as if whatever's causing this is fighting against the fighting against.
Noae is tilting her head and trying to get, like, because of her hood, it looks like her ears are twitching and trying to localize the sound. So, yeah, where is that chittering coming from? And she says that out loud.
Where is that chittering come from? Good question, Quinn, who is not one of the people holding it up. He does kind of a scan of himself, and he's like, it's hard to tell. I mean, in a cave, but I think it's coming from in there. Says Toya, and she'll point directly to the center. I think it's honestly, it feels like it's coming from wherever the wind is blowing. Let's go, and she'll run forward. Yeah, she'll go ahead and run forward.
Noae looks.
Dae-hyng grabs her sleeve to slow her down.
I would say you're gonna have to push your luck for that. She's very
Alright.
squeamish, or she's very squirmy, and she makes her living off of not being caught, or at least she makes her whole personality is not being caught.
Yeah, her
Oh,
living is
shit,
not. Like,
Yeah, her living is not her. Yeah. Sometimes you kind of just have to take the meaning that I mean.
she's the rich Noae.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
mean,
three.
yeah, kind of, yeah.
What'd you get?
What was that? Sorry.
A 3.
A 3. Yeah. She slips
Oh.
through. She slips through your fingers. And she'll run forward, and she will get hit right dead center in the chest by. I'm gonna have you, Dae-hyng.
Okay.
I'm going to have you. Okay, I'm gonna break the rules here. I'm gonna have you assess the situation to try and see what hit her.
Right. Assess the situation.
You could also just ask
or
for
what is in the
like
greatest
creativity.
danger, maybe? Or was
Yeah, ask for you can do a creativity roll. Fuck
To
it.
figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah, figure it out.
Creativity is the figuring it out skill. Focus is the
12! Natural
Well, fuck yeah.
nice.
It's like a natural 20!
It is. It is a nat 20 for sure. So yeah. You see, like in the barest sense, from the light of your torch as you run forward, trying to because this whatever hit her, straight up knocked her down, and she's on her back now. But you see it rolling away from her back into the dark. It was a rock. It was not a baseball size, more like a volleyball size stone that went and hit her.
I'm holding up the the torch with the fire in one hand, and like
Mhm.
my other hand is on the hilt of my sword, but I haven't drawn it yet.
Mhm.
Can I move? Like, can I still move and like try and pin down the rock with my sheath?
You can do that. When you're trying to do that though, another rock is going to come and try and hit you, and you're gonna have to
Fire
Oh,
claws. Noae rockets forward with flames to slice it in half.
So what I will say is that Noae, you would have to roll to push your luck.
Oh, this is
Uh,
totally focused. What are you talking about?
You're gonna have to roll to push your luck. Peihan, you're gonna have to rely on your skills and training, and either you succeeds, this succeeds.
This is totally skill. You're just trying to nerf me.
Yeah, fuck you.
That's not good nerfing. I'll teach you what good nerfing is one day, but that's not good nerfing.
Okay.
9. Flat
Well, I
9.
mean, also here's the deal: you're kind of behind everybody. You're kind of behind where this is happening because Toya ran forward,
Yeah,
and
it's the point of rocket boots. I got fire
rocket
jets in
boots.
me.
You have jet step.
Yeah.
In the lore, jet step is more used to
In the mechanisms, it's the same technique, it's just aimed differently.
You were further behind, and also this is aiming not at you.
I got a 7, so I succeed.
Okay. You push your luck, but you succeed at cost. Let's see if Peihan rolled better.
I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9, so
Also a hit.
It's also a hit. For the sake of it, because the consequences are worse if you get a semi hit on push your luck then.
Wait, can I just say that I was helping?
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, that's
But you would
better.
spend a fatigue to do that.
That's fine.
But then it would get Peihan the full hit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
we can do
yeah, now it just basically rockets forward and uses fire to slow it down so that Heian has enough time to deal with it.
Yep. Cool. You realize your skills and training on a hit. You do it. Okay, so in the very split second before you, well, how would you like to flavor getting rid of this?
Me or Naue?
You.
How do I flavor getting rid of the rock? Okay.
Yeah,
so
now I just slowed
we
it.
could just say that you slice it in half with your sword.
Yeah, now I just slowed it down for you, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm pinning one of them to the ground with my sheath. I guess with
Sure.
my with the torch, I can like knock it away.
Gotcha.
And like
Kaboosh.
there's like fire and sparks flying around the cave as I do it.
It flares up. The torch flares up and almost goes out on its own, but it doesn't quite. You see the rock that's coming to hit you, and about an equivalent size as the previous one, which you can now see in the flare. The rock that was coming for you shatters against the ground impotently, but in the flare, you see about 10 feet in front of you, from where the wind is emanating, you see kind of a flash of red. It kind of looks like red cloth, but you don't get enough of the view of it to fully diagnose what it is.
I do solar flare.
Is that a technique that you've got?
No, it's a Dragon Ball Z move. I
was gonna say I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, I do the equivalent though. I create a bunch of fire in my hands and then just pump pure key into it, and so it just flares up real bright. She can't move it or do anything because she's focusing on just making it an intense flame that's staying put. So just basically, she wants to illuminate the whole fucking cave.
Okay.
She's not going to be able to attack with it, but she's like.
So here's the deal. I'm gonna have you roll to rely on your skills and training for that.
Yeah, that's fine by me. Full hit.
Full hit, fuck yeah. So, with that full hit, you feel as if there's something fighting against you. There is, like, you're trying to light it up as much as possible.
Has Noae ever felt her ki be fought?
That's up to you. Like, depending on how many, okay.
Like, is this something that could have happened before?
It's very possible that this could have happened. I would say, okay. So, how much trouble did she get in Cranefish Town with the Fire Nation?
Constant. Like,
Constant?
her-
Then definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah, so she feels this pull against her power, and she clocks it pretty much instantly. This is firebending working against mine.
so
This
they used heat
yeah.
to break the rocks,
They use heat to break the rocks. What do
or
you
they
mean
have an
by that?
earthbender. That's just
Mm.
like internal
Gotcha.
brain
That
stuff.
this is your thinking. Got
Yeah,
it.
because she's now knows there's someone with firebending, which
Okay.
Could Dae-hyng also come to that conclusion once he saw the flash of red fabric, like firebend, like his eyes go red and like
I
vibration.
I say yes. There at the very least there's an inkling in his head
Or,
that
like an assumption is like fire nation.
I will say that there is a non-zero chance that somebody got a hold of just red fabric. But pretty much in this world,
no,
if it's
no,
But
red
nobody
fabric,
wears red
no one that
if you're an
well,
earth.
so what
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is that anybody could have gotten their hands on red fabric. It was probably made by the Fire Nation.
No, that
But
never
anybody
happens. Like, just Noae hiding her entire cloak. No one ever steals fabric from the Fire Nation.
Never. No. So I would say it's not a
Green
definitive.
or brown. No other color exists in this part of the continent.
I would say to Dae-hyng, there is a non-zero chance that it's not Fire Nation, but the chances are fairly low.
Yeah, there's always a non-zero chance.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I mean,
Let him hate the Fire Nation.
You're allowed. Yeah, go ahead.
oh yeah, you're allowed. I'm just gonna push your balance. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh boy, I'm back to. Am I back to +1?
I'm not pushing it yet unless you abstractly say, or like overtly, non-abstractly say that you're like actively angered by the idea that the Fire Nation is behind this.
Yeah, cause like this is my home. This is like the backbone of my hometown's heritage. This is
Mhm.
my family's legacy, and for like someone from the Fire Nation to invade it like this and cause all this trouble, the thought of that is infuriating.
Okay. So yeah, I will push your balance then. If you would, yeah. Toward heritage.
Yeah.
Even if I really want to be pedantic about it, your inner struggle is against your Fire Nation half and the fire that's within you, not against the Fire Nation itself. But no, I think I think if this angers you in a way that like you are mapping toward your own self-hatred,
Yeah.
then you push it toward heritage
Okay.
for sure. All right. So yeah, the flames that you are using now, they are getting ever stronger and stronger. I would say it takes about 5 seconds within the within the fight and within the fighting against that you're experiencing.
Yeah, it
to
just
illuminate what you're trying to see.
it just starts red and then gets pushed back to orange as it weakens, and then gets pushed back to red, and then it's
To yellow.
then
Yeah.
then to yellow, then to blue, then to white because she's just trying to make it just pure heat.
Ah, man, it is so hot, like you're almost burning yourself.
She doesn't seem to mind. She does,
yeah.
but she doesn't seem to mind.
There are portions of your clothes that are singeing at the white hotness around, but it honestly doesn't do much but look dope.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's at this point now, if you look, you see there are people within there. There are about 6 people in various different colors,
Oh,
which is
also,
what's that?
Noae keeps one eye closed during this.
Cool. All right. So what she'll see mostly, since she's a little bit still far away,
Mhm.
she will see the feet and like the silhouettes now of 6 different people. They're in different garb and different colors. Some Fire Nation, some Earth Kingdom. You will see a giant wooden contraption, uh, mostly made of wood, but you see red fabric. You can't quite though make out what it is. But as far as you can tell, that's where the sound is coming from. One of them at this point shouts, "We've been made!" And they will shoot a fireball directly at you, Noae. You're going to have to you're either going to have to drop your thing, or you're going to have to push your luck to keep it.
Can I just absorb the fireball into it?
I would say that's a rely on your skills and training.
Okay.
That's what he's best at.
Yeah, I mean,
Full hit.
Full hit. There you go. You suck it up. How about I want to offer you a roll to intimidate
Yeah, I'll take it.
because that was pretty badass.
And what do you roll for intimidation?
Passion.
Full hit. Jesus Christ.
Full fucking hit. Let's go. I
okay,
love it.
I'm gonna just take a shot of this. Like,
What did you do?
Just full hit, just like right in a row. I'm just putting that on the stream. Just
Hell yeah. No, you're not rolling in control room. Okay. Where are you rolling?
I'm rolling in roll 20.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Just because it tells
right.
me the full hit, and I also have my character sheet already built in there, so it's just easier for me. Even if no one else is using it, it still works for me.
So a fireball of like average size comes flying at you with desperate speed, and it just you see it and you're like, fuck you, and you siphon it into your fireball, only making it stronger. And you at this point in the flare up, you kind of see the face of the Fire Nation person.
Are they having a hard time even looking at me at this point because of how bright it is?
Yes.
Okay.
But they are also have like a but what? What? How? That shouldn't have happened. Like a bewildered face on them. I believe you choose what happens, or do I? Yeah, you pick one.
I pick one. Let me look at the options.
Yeah.
They run to escape. They back down but keep watch. They give in with a few. They attack you, but off balance. The GM marks a condition on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm specifically. This is mainly like all of them are like, what the fuck? But the one that did it is basically the one that is immediately intimidated, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, since I got a full hit, I get to choose. They attack me.
They attack you. Okay.
Like I want them
they attack you, but off balance. The GM marks a condition on them. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me actually get that out.
I'm guessing afraid is the condition, or insecure. One of those.
That's technically information I get to keep to myself. But
it is, but I'm just saying those would be the anger and troubled could also make sense. Just like afraid makes the most sense.
Cool.
Doesn't mean
all right. So yeah, you see their face like just in bewilderment as you suck up their flame, and they go ahead and in a frightful frenzy, they try and recenter themselves in their stance and do so poorly, and they shoot very bulky and large, but not very hot flames at you. I'm trying to decide if I even want you to roll to rely on your skills and training. They attack you, but off balance. The GM marks a condition on them. No, you still rely on your skills and training to get out. You just have they have the condition marked.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I was hoping they would rush me or something, but
no, they don't do that quite yet.
that's fair.
Yeah. You rely on your skills and training just to not to not get hit or not take any damage from this.
Full hit.
Full hit. All right. On that full hit, you suck it up even more.
I whispered to Tapisa because she's nearby. To close her to keep her eyes closed.
I think she just swaps out some goggles. Like rather than closing her eyes, she has like goggles that she used for like keeping like sparks and stuff out of her eyes and all that, and she just pulls them down instead or puts them on.
When she absorbs this one, Noae cranks up the like light as fast and like powerful as she can, as quickly as possible, kind of trying to turn it into a burst of flare, like just trying to blind everyone. That
blind everyone. Okay.
At least the attackers. Like, and when she does it, she's also going to switch eyes. Like, she's going to close the eye that saw the flash and go to the eye that's adjusted to the dark and rush forward.
All right. I'm trying to decide if this is trick.
This is trick, I would say.
When you trick an NPC, rely on your. Hold on, Liv. Please be my my gopher and read trick to me, or.
God, is that all I am to you?
It's not all you are to me. You're a dear friend, and I love you greatly. However, you are much better at quickly reading than I am.
When you trick an NPC,
dance,
roll
monkey,
with creativity. On a hit, they fall for it, and you do what you want for the moment. On a 7 to 9, pick one. On a 10+, pick two.
Yeah.
The options being...
I can read that. It's more about, like, the spirit of what trick is, because trick is kind of like you're trying to get somebody to believe something that isn't.
Faking illness to draw a guard into your prison cell, dressing up as a dark spirit to scare intruders away, convincing a ship captain to give you passage with forged papers. I wonder where those examples came from. Anytime you use your wits and skill to fool, confuse, or deceive NPCs, you're tricking an NPC. This move covers all sorts of deception, from bald-faced lies to creating diversions. Whether you're bluffing your way into or out of somewhere, fooling or distracting someone, or otherwise convincing an NPC of a falsehood for some reason, it's a trick.
Okay. What are you trying to do with this?
I'm trying to basically flashbang them.
Like, you're trying to flashbang them? Then I say it's relying
because okay. Either way, I roll with focus.
Nope. The trick is with creativity.
No, because I have an ability that lets me do focus instead.
Right.
Because I'm trying to basically flashbang them so that I can functionally, not from their perspective, disappear and reappear. Like, I'm trying to flank them.
Yeah, see, you're not trying... They know what you're going to be doing. There's no deception happening. But there is, like, outward attack. So, yeah, go ahead and rely on your skills and training.
Okay. It's a hit.
It's a hit? Just a regular hit? Okay.
Just a regular hit.
It's a hit. It's a hit.
So you succeed at cost. So when do you dispel your fireball when this happens? Or, yeah.
Yeah, I basically make it burst into pure light, like light and heat. So can I take a fatigue for the fact that I just like basically would be hitting myself with some of the massive burst of flame and heat and light. So
yeah, I think that's probably right.
Yay! And yeah, and then rush forward. And since Peihan is in front of us,
Oh,
in
well,
front of me, it wouldn't hit that. It wouldn't flashbang them. And since I warned Tapisa,
so what I will say also
Mhm.
is that you didn't warn anybody else on your team.
oh, I know, like, but there was no way to do that without like,
Warning them as well.
yeah,
So
I warned Tapisa and the people in front of me that went ahead wouldn't be flashbang because they're not looking my way.
yeah,
So
well,
Peihan and I forget the name of the little girl,
Toya.
Toya. But everyone else would
Yeah.
basically be able to see the flash.
So the effect is, without the flavor text that I'm about to give it, the effect is that the three people who are against you,
Mhm.
of the six that are closest, have been blinded. Quinn, Gon and Fawn, and Tank have also been blinded. The the rumbling you notice has slowed, but it has not stopped. But so yeah, you hear when you do this, you take your fireball and you just explode it into radiant and violent light. Tapisa manages to shield herself in time. Peihan and Toya would be unaffected, and you hear screams coming from both behind and in front of you. I would say that this pushes you toward excellence
That's fair enough.
because you did a kind of brazen thing without.
Yeah, it is definitely showy and more like about how powerful she is because she basically just every firebending attack they sent her to her, she just fucking condensed it
Yeah.
and then turned
But
it into a bomb.
specifically, it comes at the cost of your friends.
Yep.
Yeah.
She doesn't think of it like that, but yeah, that is what happened.
Yeah. I mean that's kind of the point of the prodigy.
Yep.
Is that
She's not a
probably
good
wouldn't
social
think
person.
about that kind of thing. Yeah.
God, it's so weird that they don't have negative on harmony.
I know, but alas.
Yeah, alas. My only complaint.
I think it makes sense that they kind of, well, I guess it kind of doesn't make sense that they have a negative on creativity because a lot of being smart is not being creative.
Yeah.
But I mean, the idea that I think they were trying to get by is that you're doing things by the book,
Mm.
and so you're not really being super creative. You're just learning.
Noae is not the traditional prodigy. She's a prodigy rogue hybrid. Which they don't have in the book. They have literally nothing in the book that matches that concept.
Yeah, I mean, so they have a rogue.
They have a rogue, but
Yeah.
I did jokingly ask, "Hey, can I take two?"
I mean, you know,
It would be
we're playing
interesting.
the character within reason.
Mhm. It would be
As we
interesting
would
though
like
if
to.
everyone got to pick two playbooks, but it would be complicated.
Yeah, well, that's what well, I mean, the foundling has picked two trainings, which I
Yeah.
think is really overpowered in and of itself.
It's
There's also
fascinating.
the fact of if your playbook no longer fits you, you can transition to another one, but you keep some of the stuff from your original.
Show, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Nobody has taken, by the way, the ability to make their moment of truth, right?
I'm taking that next. I've been
You're
planning to
taking
take
it
that
next.
next.
Cool. Awesome.
Same.
'Cause
I just
that would-
needed.
Yeah.
I needed
Moment of balance, by the way, not
Yeah,
truth.
moment of balance, yes.
I needed a new ability out of my playbook, so
Gotcha.
which is why I
So,
did it.
so the flashbang occurs. You hear the yelps from the people behind you and in front of you. You are basically given a moment of reprieve, at least from those three people.
Mhm.
I guess what would you like to do with it?
Nobody
is actively attacking any of the three of you.
She's gonna rush forward to disable one of them, and she's hoping her allies follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tapisa will also join in. I think specifically,
yes, I was going to do that. I just muted, sorry.
You're good.
Tapisa,
Sorry, yeah,
like,
I noticed you were muted. I thought it was
Tapisa specifically like whips up a quick like makeshift bolas and throws them at one of the dudes to wrap it around them. Like,
I would love to ask which one. Are you going for one of the blinded ones? Or are you going for one of the non-blinded ones?
blinded ones, I think.
Blinded ones. They're the ones that are in the center closest.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. You would like to do your bolas. Yeah, rely on your skills and training.
Fuck. It's focus. Why am I rolling with focus?
Listen, I mean, it's what the check is.
It's do the physical thing.
That's a 9. If anybody wants to help, I can get a full success. Oh no. Well, either way, it's 1 fatigue for somebody. So yeah.
So the deal is
Probably-
on a hit. The GM tells you accept the consequences or mark 1 fatigue. Gotcha.
Yeah, so either I mark 1 fatigue or somebody helps me and they mark 1 fatigue.
Yeah. So what you're
gonna
saying
throw
is
bolas at one of them, and then maybe I could. No, but you're ranged, and I'm close.
yeah.
I mean, GM, can't you just say that she gets a +1 because they're blinded?
Actually, hold on. It's
you don't have to. But
You know what? Honestly, no. That's a good idea. Let me just make sure it's like +1
Aren't they
ongoing.
impaired? If they're
They
blind?
are. They are impaired.
I have +1 ongoing to look into anyone who would benefit from the mind being closed. I have +1 ongoing to to whatever the threat is in the cave, and they're
You
part of
have
that threat. So actually, that's 10.
+1 ongoing to whatever is in the cave.
The biggest
Yeah.
threat.
Okay, so I'm trying to like adjudicate the yeah, I mean that was the biggest threat. That is what's happening, and that's what I told you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, hold on. They are also impaired, but they
negative
just
2
choose.
to all physical actions, or you have to take fatigue.
I mean,
So-
they're an NPC. They're one fewer technique.
So yeah, I just disabled them a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, full hit. You take your bola. You
It's literally just a piece of rope tied around like 2 heavy rocks, pulled together in seconds because she's good at that.
Or wooden
you
pots.
spin it with a style that is effortless. You chuck it right at one of the blinded ones in the center, and it wraps directly around his chest, pinning his arms in place. He doesn't know what to do with that. He's already impaired, and so he's going to fall over. For the sake of it, he's not doomed. What's the other one?
Trapped?
He is trapped, yeah. All right.
What is doomed?
Doomed is when you're like actively drowning or
Oh,
you're breathing in, like you're in a house that's on fire, you're breathing
fucking
in
dead.
smoke.
You're dead, bro. You're fucking
Yeah,
dead.
you're dead unless you do something now.
okay.
Yeah.
I was just imagining like the chip damage that happens in Hades, where like when you have the boon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where like the knife
Mhm.
hangs above their head. I'm like
Sword of
they're
Damocles.
dead. Okay,
All right.
now I understand.
So
That's literally.
Paihun,
Fuck! I just realized that it's literally referencing the Sword of Damocles. God
Yeah.
damn it!
So Paihun, what you see now is in righteous anger. Toya, who has reclaimed her senses, has gotten up and she's gonna bolt toward the one that she sensed the rock came from. which fortunately for her is one of the stunned people. You are also going to see a sight that you kind of forgot that you could see. To explain real fast, Quinn, who was about 15 feet behind you like a second ago, is now in front of you, actively assailing one of the people who is not stunned.
Go for
Yeah.
it. Yeah. How did he get over there?
Um.
Go get him.
Yeah. He is very fast, and you know he's very fast.
Is he one of the Earthbender cousins?
Yes, Quinn. This is the good guy. This
Yeah.
is the one that has always been on Noae's side, no matter what.
Hmm.
But yeah, he's actually going after the one that, or one of them that is not what's it called? Blinded.
Hmm.
Pei-hun, would you like to make an action before something else happens?
I'd like to, like, I guess all of the ones that we can see are occupied by like my allies right now.
One of them is not. One of them is blinded and is not.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I would like to like assess the situation, see like if there's any escape routes that they were trying to go through, or do I want to pin down the blinded guy and just like interrogate him? I guess I don't know.
So what I will say
Mhm.
for the former is that it's a cave.
Yeah, it's a cave.
It's not even a cave, it's a mine. I keep saying cave, it's a mine.
Yeah.
There are plenty of man-made escape routes.
Right, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a maze down there. Okay,
And
yeah,
I was going to say you can gather that at least some of them are earthbenders. And even if they had like blocked off all the escape routes, it's an earthbender.
yeah, okay. Then I'll go for the one that's blinded then. I'll rush him and like knock him onto his front. Oh
All
yeah,
right.
I have to roll. Okay.
Yeah,
Is
go
that
for it. That's
that
focus.
focus? Okay.
Unless you want to argue that it's push your luck. Because, well, you could argue that it's push your luck because what you're trying to do is you're trying to rush over, grab him well, I think it's a her actually. This is a her. In the way that
No, we assumed their gender.
Oh no.
I know.
Oh,
You assume the gender of a person you can't see and otherwise perceive of a person that's entirely currently in my head. Yeah.
my luck is all right, because it is a risky situation.
Yeah.
Oh, passion is also 0. Okay.
Oh, well, never mind then. It probably would be
well,
worse
yeah,
if you did that.
I fail. It's a 4.
It's a 4. All right. Unfortunately, you stumble up. You try and make your way to the to the blinded
blind girl?
person. Yeah. She hears you in your loud and heavy footwork. Oh, by the way, you're breathing into the mic.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It sucks because you're either quiet or you're breathing into the mic. And there's like, oh, wish we could find an in between.
One day.
One that doesn't involve you muting, because I would very much love to have you here.
Push to talk, maybe?
Push to talk,
Or,
maybe.
yeah. One of
All
those.
right. But so in your heavy footsteps, you are heard, and she will swipe wildly with fire bending in your direction. Not in any way that hurts you, but you also can't really accomplish your goal of getting to her to interrogate her.
The the fire that she throws out like stops me in my tracks because I hate fire and like I have
Yeah.
the memories of like my house burning. No. Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, okay.
gotcha.
That stops me
Okay.
in my tracks for sure.
Sounds all right. Okay. So at this point, you're going to hear a yell. This isn't working. Group up. Come on. We gotta take them. And so what you notice now is that the wind has stopped. It has completely died down. Along with it, the rhythmic sound that you were hearing, Noae. From the wooden structure in the firelight that you can now see, 3 more people are produced, all itching to fight. And then, in addition to that, to those 3 people, there's one kind of person whose reflection of his glasses you can see. It mostly, it is the mostly visible thing, but this person, to describe them, doesn't, like, in brief, doesn't look like they are a fighter. You are now going up against 9 people, one of whom is trapped. The rumbling has now stopped. And they come together and form a group even around you guys.
Ultron.
Yeah. And you Peihan, they kind of naturally surround you because you are the closest one, along with Quinn, and Toya. And they are now going to initiate combat. So yeah, you guys are going to be fighting a group. Now we're going to be going into exchanges. Unless you guys have some other idea of what you would like to do with this information.
I think. Before like it's about to devolve into combat and stuff, like it's like raising weapons and or bending like techniques and stuff and all that's ready. Just calls out, wait, we don't have to do this. We don't have to fight.
One of them's gonna directly. Well, hold on. Okay, you're trying to plead, right? Well,
That
no.
sounds like
well, here's the deal.
Let's plead.
The key words in plead is that they care what you think of them.
Mm-hmm.
You care what you think. Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to be met pretty much instantly with a rock to the chest. They are going to rocket it forward toward you, but since you were further back, you just would need to rely on your skills and training to get out of the way, or to otherwise dispel it.
I also realized she hasn't been following one of her. She fucked up with following one of her deals, which is never strike the first blow, which throwing the blast was. But
no,
they shot 2 fireballs at Noae.
Yeah, in the grander sense.
Now it dismantled that shit and made it look easy, but that doesn't mean they weren't trying to shoot her.
Right. Sorry, I have been a bit distracted.
You're good.
Yeah. No. All right. Either way, it's not like she has to follow those. It's just specifically if she follows, like lives up to her ideals at a significant cost, it triggers a thing. But yeah. All right. Rely on my skills and training. Let's do this. Does my +1 ongoing apply here?
Yes. What I will say is that it will apply on the basic moves. It will not apply on your stance move.
Yeah, fine. That's a 9.
That's a 9. Okay. So, it hits you. You don't take any fatigue, but the breath is kind of knocked out of you, unless you would like to spend a fatigue in order to.
What does that mean
Not-
mechanically?
So, mechanically, it was going to be 2 fatigue if you failed. It would be 1 fatigue if you wanted to be able to not be stunned for like a hot second. Now you're gonna be stunned if you let it
So
slip.
that is the status stun specifically.
Yep, you're caught off guard. You can't act
Yeah,
or
the
respond for a
status
few seconds.
stunned. Yeah. You either do the status stunned or you take a fatigue.
Yeah, I will take the status stunned.
Okay.
Friends, countrymen, lend me your. Oh fuck! You threw a rock at me.
What this means though is that you are unable to continue your plea. So yeah, nobody else wants to try anything. Then combat has started.
Noae has something to prove, so.
All right. Yeah.
Intimidate them? Like,
What was that? Sorry.
can I try and intimidate them?
Tell you what. Tell me how you would like to do that, and then tell me how you would like to do that, and then I'll decide.
I would have just said that like this is the Mugen Mugen mines and and firebenders don't belong here. Stuff like that. They don't care what a 14-year-old thinks.
Oh man, I keep forgetting you're 14. I keep picturing you as 16. Yeah, that is. See, you would roll when there's uncertainty, and there isn't any in this case. They are they would be unmoved by that, and so therefore I will not have you roll.
Yeah, okay.
So, GM,
yeah, what's up?
what are the available exchanges that we can take part in?
So, pretty much, it's you're going up against one group. This is an NPC group. You have a group on your side that is also an NPC group. You also have individual people. This is a group of 9 that you're going up against. You have a group of 12. So you can, for the sake of these exchanges, pick on somebody in particular and join an exchange with them. But
so mechanically, a group acts as one, basically, or you act.
A group acts as one, yes.
Okay.
So if you want to just fire into the group,
yep,
you just hit the group. Yep. Okay.
Does stun still apply, or is that cleared now that combat's like started? I missed out on my pleading, like or whatever. My speech.
What I was going to say was the non-stunned compatriot has cut the bolas off of the guy, and he's Oh, I'm talking about the guy that you bullied.
Yeah, I was talking about myself.
Yeah. Now that combat has started, yes.
Cool.
I'm going to say that you can be part of this exchange. Because what I really wanted from you is to shut you up.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, because like that is Tapisa's one of Tapisa's great weapons is her mouth. So yeah. Anyway, if you guys all agree to be part of these exchanges, then I would say I'm going to choose my stance.
Okay.
I need to calculate stuff to see if I have my engine set up and all that.
Sure. Well, bam. I got my my approach picked, so it's up to you guys. You know what? I need to pick an approach for these guys too.
Let's focus.
Focus.
Defend and maneuver.
Yeah.
Defend it. Thank you. That's what I was wondering.
Mhm.
Okay.
I am going to evade and observe.
Cool. Cool.
I'm also going to evade and observe.
Cool. 2 evades and observes. Now, what's your deal?
Defend and maneuver, I think.
Defend and maneuver.
Yeah.
Okay. So, at this point, I'm going to reveal that I'm going to be playing both of these groups. I'm going to be playing the Choi group. Unless somebody wants to take them over, I can give you the stats that I came up with for them. And I'm going to be playing the Mine People's group. So they both have chosen to advance and attack, unless again somebody would like to take over.
No.
I'm evading and observing.
Okay, they both chosen advance and attack. So Noae, you go first. Defend and maneuver.
Yep.
Give me a stance move.
I am doing Fire Whip, and since I've rushed forward to the.
Did you give me a stance move?
Oh, I did the roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a full hit. It's focus.
Cool.
Man. It's focus.
It's focus. I know. That's how it do.
Yeah. So I put Noae rushes to the middle of the area, basically between the 2 sides, and does a flip in the air, and a cat-like tail just like kind of comes off of her, and then whips around as she uses Fire Whip.
Fire Whip. Okay. And
She
you're
uses it like
at the
she basically everything's cat themed with her, so it's a cat tail.
Hell yeah. All right. So she is going to go ahead and Fire Whip is defend and maneuver.
Yep. Lash out from a distance. Mark 1 fatigue to inflict 2 fatigue.
Mark
So
1 fatigue to inflict 2 fatigue. Okay, cool.
Yep. And then the enemies must mark 1 fatigue as well to get close. So
Cool.
Considering she positions herself in the way, like.
All right, sounds good.
She's basically the fire filter.
This is the correct one. Okay, cool. So we got 2 advanced and attacks. They're both the NPCs. What's going to happen is they are going to do a thing called swarm. It's a group. It's a group technique. Let me see if I can find it. The universal techniques. Where the hell? Oh yeah, because I got rid of that for you guys. It's a group technique. Let me get it out to read it.
That's a question.
What's the technique?
Swarm.
It's called swarm.
I have a question about group mechanics.
Sure.
Do they work like swarms or group mechanics in other RPGs where basically their HP equals their numbers?
No.
No.
So the way that groups work is they, depending on their size, will act as like another level up NPC.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
So like if you remember last week, I told
here you go. Following guidelines: a small group, 5 to 10 NPCs, can be stated as a single NPC, 1 step above the individual members in importance. And then the more they are the higher steps above in importance.
Okay.
All right. So they're going to do the swarm technique. This group throws itself upon a foe with no heed to its own safety. Mark 1 fatigue to inflict 2 fatigue on a single target. This technique may be chosen multiple times. Each time it is given after the first, it inflicts an additional 1 fatigue. So they are going to be attacking you, Dae-hyng. So yeah, they will be marking 1 fatigue, but you will be marking 2.
All right. Do I move now?
No, it is our friend's turn.
All right.
Our-
So I have 2 fatigue now.
You have 2 fatigue now. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they
You get-
start rushing basically, and you have to avoid. You're having to push yourself to just avoid their numbers.
Okay. Yeah. That
Since
makes
they have to approach us, does that mean they take an additional fatigue?
Where are you?
I position myself between like the group and my allies. Like that's why I rush
So
forward.
Dae-hyng was already ahead of
Right.
everybody.
Yeah.
And Dae-hyng purposefully tried to put himself directly next to one of the people, right next to the thing. I'd say the chances are minimal that you are directly between the person that was right next to Dae-hyng and Dae-hyng.
But the others, like if they're acting like a big unit, then I mean.
Yeah,
some of
but
them
the
would have
others
to-
were produced from directly behind the person that Dae-hyng was next to. So
Politely.
Dae-hyng is
politely disagree, but continue.
Dae-hyng is closer to them than you are. So yeah. What your friends are gonna do is Tremor Strike. Let me see if I could find out where I got that. Oh yeah, that's right. I got it from the Republic City one. Fuck yeah, I love that shit. So Tremor Strike, what it does. Where the fuck did it go? Yeah. What is you strike at the ground with force to send a wave of stone and earth rippling out. Mark 2 fatigue. Any additional foes engaged with you suffer 2 fatigue and are knocked to the ground, becoming impaired. Groups of foes engaged with you suffer 3 fatigue and become impaired. So, your family now that they've hit the that they now no longer have to hold up the sky, as it were. They do a formed move that they've all practiced together, where they go ahead and in simultaneousness punch the ground and ripple the earth outward toward the other group. The other group takes 3 fatigue and are impaired. All right, now it's evade and observe time.
All right. Time to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Both rolls.
6. Yep.
Okay.
It's an 8.
Please.
Fuck. That's annoying.
Oh no, my room is dark. I have to turn off the light.
Alright.
It was
That's
a 4.
annoying.
And my other die is a 5.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 1 and a 5, and even yeah, which is annoying. So I wanted to do a practice technique, but I can't.
All right. So you guys rolled medium hits. You can do one basic or one mastered. Which would you like to do?
I'm trying to figure that out, so I was hoping to get a 10 plus and use a practice technique instead. Okay, fine. Actually, no. We're doing something different. I would like to bolster or hinder, specifically hinder. Yeah.
Okay, bolster or hinder, got it. What form would that take for you?
I think it's that's inflict a status, right? Specifically.
Bolster or hinder, let me check. Bolster or hinder, yeah. Aid or impede a nearby character, inflicting inappropriate status. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I think impaired is she like gets a bunch of like sharp rocks or something, and bits of metal and splintered bits of wood, and just throws it in to make a field of caltrops around in the group, and I'm inflicting impaired.
Okay. So they are already impaired, I'm pretty sure.
Impaired.
So
Is it
if
just
they
possibly stunned if you inflict impaired twice then?
groups of I want to say that stunned is less than impaired. Let me check though.
I will find the thing because I was just reading through that for
Yes.
statuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's done to the status for when you get the wind knocked out of you by a fall, or when your head gets clocked by a flying jet, blah blah blah. This leaves a character functionally helpless. The status never lasts very long, no more than a minute or two at most, but that's always long enough for a foe to take advantage. A stunned character isn't able to respond even in the middle of fierce combat, which means there's no uncertainty when an enemy acts against them. The GM just says what happens. Usually, stunned is only inflicted by specific techniques and abilities, but stunned can make sense if someone gets impaired a second time, caused by a strong
All
strike
right.
weapon or blast of air bending, depending on the actual fictional cause.
It's funny because I was grabbing the card that I use for reference in front of me that says impaired, but now I'm going to grab the one that says stunned.
Mhm.
All right, so you throw your caltrops all around, and
I'm actually
they
going to alter
get
the fiction slightly because if they are already, to make it more stunning, which is I think
sure.
like she triggers like a very minor cave collapse, like maybe there's a small boulder that's loose on the ceiling or something, and she like
Some
throws a
stalactites. Well, no, I mean,
throws a pinpoint
not a cave.
strike that
Hmm.
that like collapses onto them, knocking like stunning them for a moment.
Okay. So when you do that, a whole bunch of them, because they're stunned from the ground betraying them beneath them, they're not looking above. You
No.
bury 4 of them underneath the stone that collapses from atop of them. Peihan, what would you like to
I think
do?
when she says that, she just goes, I gave you a chance to stand down.
There you go. Fuck yeah, action hero line.
I was right.
And is that, I'm assuming you're going to move my balance towards action because of that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
I'll just do it.
I was like, that's an action hero line.
Yeah. I tried to be forgiving. They didn't want it, so now we're doing this.
All right.
Yeah. And observe is creativity or harmony. Both of them are +1 for me, so I actually got a 10.
You got a 10. Fuck yeah. So you can do 2 different basic or master techniques. Or you can bring out a a learned technique or a practice technique.
Okay. Well, like I wanted to do feel the flow. You take
Okay,
pause
cool.
to feel the flow of battle and study the way your opponent fights. You become favored.
If they share training with you, learn their principle. If you know their principle, clear 1 fatigue. And they
Okay.
do not share the same training. I'm going to assume
So
they share fire with me.
some of them do, yeah.
Okay.
So it's a little bit, the rules are a little bit tough to tell with a group like this because there are, well, from what you can tell, an even mix of Fire Nation and or Firebenders and Earthbenders. But since they, some of them undeniably do share a training with you, you can tell that their main principle, the principle that I wrote down is protection. They're trying desperately to protect this cave for what purpose you can't say,
It's
but
my cave.
they've stolen it. They think it's theirs now,
Mhm.
I don't
and
belong here. This is my home.
Get out of my swamp!
get out of my mind. All right. So what was the other part of that? Because there was a first part of it.
If you know their principle, clear 1 fatigue.
No. What was there was like a whole spiel before the principal thing.
Take pause to feel the flow of battle and study the way your opponent fights. So I guess I'm like dodging
okay.
them as they're
Yeah.
fighting the other allies, and you become favored.
Okay. So was this a basic or a master technique?
It's one of my default moves.
So you get it from being the foundling?
Yeah, I get it from being foundling.
Then it's a master technique. You technically have one more. You can do a basic or master.
Yeah, because like feel the flow. It's marked as all learned practice method.
Pam got a hit, not a full hit.
No. They have a +1 toward harmony or creativity, or both actually.
Yeah, I was just asking what they rolled.
Yes. So they got a full hit.
Then they get two techniques or mastered.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
9, and then
We're
plus
there.
1 from harmony or
And also it
or-
must be stated that you clear 1 fatigue for doing evade and observe.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, I clear my 0 fatigue.
Well, so I didn't mention it
yeah.
because I didn't think it mattered because this is like the first exchange.
Yeah.
But it
I should have. I need to remember that when I'm like about to take fatigue before combat starts, because like I could have just tanked the fatigue to keep talking, and then when I evaded and observed when combat starts to get rid of that fatigue.
yeah. But yeah, I forgot that I gave Crow 2 fatigue. So don't forget that. So yeah, you can do another evade and observe, basic or master technique.
I guess feint then is my only other evade and observe. Trick your
Feint.
foes into over-exuding them. Huh?
So you also have the basic techniques.
Test
What
balance,
are
bolster / hinder, and commit.
Yeah.
Oh, here they are. Okay.
Yeah.
Evade and observe. All right, I guess I could mark one to challenge. Oh, what the principle is? No. Yeah, I guess I could commit. Recenter yourself amidst the fray. Shift your balance toward one of your principles towards my heritage again. Because I'm protecting my home.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so commit yourself and shift your balance to next time you live up to that principle, don't mark any fatigue. Cool. All right, so with that, the exchange is over. There were 9 of them. 4 of them are 4 of them are completely trapped and knocked out underneath the rubble. A couple of them recognize, oh shit, we're fucked, and they try and run away. The one who you can see in glasses is running in a specific direction, and he is going to hop in a minecart and flip a lever real fast, and then immediately go careening downhill to out of sight.
Anyway, I could have thrown another blast at him to intercept,
No.
trip him up.
He's too far away.
Fine.
What I
that's
will,
fair.
what I will, what I will say is that Quinn is like, not so fucking fast, and he runs faster than you can possibly, faster than you've ever seen a human being run.
Now it matches the speed.
So here's the deal with that. You notice Noae more easily than everybody else, but if everybody else thinks about it for a little bit, they can tell what's happening with Quinn.
Mhm.
Quinn has a special technique where he subtly manipulates the earth beneath his feet to catapult him forward at every opportunity.
Mhm.
Like, as soon as he touches the ground, the earth melds beneath his foot, taking the shape of his foot and then shooting him forward when time comes. So he is running at like 15 miles an hour.
Noae mimics it with fire bending, like kind of doing mini fire steps, like creating firecrackers under her feet.
Cool.
Just sparks going everywhere with each step.
Here's the deal. He's not gonna have to roll. This is not a thing you've ever done before. Even
No.
if you can manipulate, even if
Well,
you can
it
see
kind
it.
of is. She fire steps all the time, but I get it.
I'm gonna have. Well, that's why I'm having you not push your luck. That's why I'm having you rely on your skills and training. And this I will say, even if you fail, no. You know what? I'm gonna shut my mouth. Go ahead and rely on your skills and training. You're using your focus and you're mimicking somebody. So quite frankly, this is your wheelhouse.
Yeah, that a hit.
You got a hit, just a regular hit.
I'm reading something real quick. Let me confirm.
So you can mark a fatigue to not accept the consequences of the imperfection. You can spend a fatigue to do it perfectly.
Yeah, I'll do that. Fine. Puts me a
Okay.
bit high on fatigue, but now it kind of pushes herself.
So he's the the minecart is going 20 miles per hour. So it's going faster than Quinn. But you're trying to chase and like keep up with Quinn.
Mm-hmm. I'm matching Quinn probably because, you know.
Yeah. He you push yourself. You with just your straight grit and will alone are using your jet step to like scold the ground beneath you in a way that rockets the foot up faster than it would normally have. This is probably a thing you'll have to practice a little bit more if you really want to get it good.
Yeah.
But
or
you keep up with him. Yeah, you could get training from Quinn for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at you, he sees that you're matching pace, and he's like, his eyes like glow up. He's always been like fascinated by you and proud of you, but in this moment, he's like, fuck, this girl knows her shit. If he could get away with giving you a high five, he would. But right now, he's chasing the minecart that this kid, who you can tell now, he's about 13, 14 years old. He's running away in the minecart, and you guys can follow him where he's going.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
is there any cutoff point? Like, is the minecart going a straight path, or?
So what I will say is, yes, it is. This kid is pretty skilled though, and he's ahead of you. You can see him sometimes just very quickly taking his arm out and like hitting a lever in a way that does look like it hurts him, but he'll hit a lever in order to go a different route down the mine carts in a way that is kind of evasive, but you can kind of also tell he's going somewhere. Before you manage to lose him, because he does take rights, lefts, lefts, and he is going faster than you.
Yeah, I had a thing wanted to potentially do to that for that, but
Oh no, go for it.
Noae grits her teeth a little because she hates doing this, but she looks over at Quinn and says, "Launch me with earthbending."
Launch me! Launch you? What? Oh, okay. So what he'll have to do, and he'll say this to you between his breaths, is that he would have to stop.
She
And
nods.
if this goes wrong, you could lose the guy.
And if it goes right, we catch him.
I'm just gonna tell you now this is a push your luck roll, because a lot of this has to go right.
Would this be maneuvering then?
What do you mean maneuvering?
If something has to do with your no, it wouldn't. Never mind. I can ignore penalties under certain conditions.
Read those conditions out for me, just so
when you rely on your skills and training. It's the first line says, like, basically,
yeah,
it has to be focused. Yeah, that's why I said never mind. I was like, oh, nope.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can ignore conditions whenever I'm using my skills and training, as long as it matches the two conditions I choose, which I chose sensing and maneuvering. So.
Gotcha. Unfortunate. Yeah, it's gonna be a push your luck type scenario if you wanna do it. I'm just letting you know.
Okay. I mean, it's more cinematic to do it than not do it.
It is. It's better for the plot.
Yeah.
If you do it.
Yeah, because even if it fails, like, we're failing anyway. I know that's the next thing that happened. Like, it's him getting away, but us knowing kind of where he went is just kind of the idea that's going to happen. So.
All right. So, go ahead and, make your decision. What's going on?
I'll do it. Might as well.
All right, cool.
Do the funner option.
Fucking A.
And if she fails, it plays into her guilt.
There you go. All right. So did you roll? Have you rolled yet?
Yeah, I rolled.
What happened? What did you do?
It's ironic, really.
Uh-oh.
So guilty gives a -2 to push your luck.
Yeah.
So it's a miss.
I was gonna try and remind you.
No. I knew that. That's why I was gonna try and use maneuvering, because
Yeah.
Can I suggest what happens?
You may, for sure.
Okay.
What did you roll? Is what
A miss.
You rolled a miss. Okay.
Yeah.
What would you like to happen?
So Quinn does everything right. Launches Noae full speed. She uses jet set to speed herself up even more. So she goes flying in an attempt to stop them, and then spins the fire tail that she has and cuts the rail to try and stop him, and then hits a fucking rock, and the cut isn't deep enough to derail the cart, so she just slams into a rock wall, basically, full speed.
Yep. She goes ahead and takes 2 fatigue. Well, hold on. Do I want to make you take fatigue?
Heads up, while I'm remembering, I may have to dip out a little early, like around 8:30.
Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know about that.
Yeah.
So how much fatigue do you have?
I have 1 before because of the last thing.
1 before you have to start taking conditions?
Yeah.
You're gonna take 2 fatigue, which is to say 1 fatigue and 1 condition.
Cool.
All right, so you rocket yourself forward. Your attempt fails, and you hit the wall. Quinn immediately comes to your aid, abandoning the track. You can hear the the bewildered and relieved laughter of the kid in the minecart ahead of you as he scuttles off into the distance, only to be heard and then eventually not at all.
Noae tries to get up the chase after, and it's like limping, and trying to spark up the fire step, but like not doing it right.
Yeah.
Because she's like,
Whoa! Hey! It's fine. Okay, we'll get. Look, okay. We at the very least have opened up this cave. All right. I don't know where they're going or what their deal is, but we can get people in here now. Plus, if we're being honest, we got some prisoners that we can ask. That we can
but he's the leader. He's obviously the leader. He's the one that like Dae-hyng will like she starts hyperventilating.
Oh, okay.
She has a point.
What will Dae-hyng do?
She doesn't finish her sentence. She like trails off and starts hyperventilating.
You guys are likely not here unless you guys have been running, and even in so it'll probably
take a little bit to catch up.
20
Yeah,
or
we've
30
been-
seconds to get there.
Yeah, I've been running, but I guess yeah.
I would point out that they're in a mine. The sound was probably echoing and traveling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
So-
so what I'm going to tell you is that Quinn's trail is not hard to find. He
Nope.
leaves behind the earth that he bends.
Nor is Noae, since it's
and
there's
she
fire
leaves behind
footsteps.
the fire the earth that she burns.
Yeah, little scorch marks on the ground.
Yeah. Okay.
They wish they were paw prints, but they definitely aren't.
Yeah, that would be maybe you can make that happen after you've practiced it quite a bit.
Mastered it.
Yeah, mastered it. But so yeah, he will at this point hold you. You're hyperventilating. He's going to take care of you. He's going to be like, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about a thing. How do you clear conditions again? You have to make an action that goes against that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's
actually.
Well, hold on.
I might
An
have
NPC.
I think I might have just potentially cleared guilty too, though.
Yeah, pay some costs on behalf of others, those you feel you've wronged or let down.
Yeah.
What is your Okay. What is your argument for clearing guilty? It was
what clearing guilty does again, Liv?
make a personal sacrifice to absolve your guilt.
Yeah, that's what she was trying to do. I don't know if succeeding or failing matters. Like,
I'm gonna find the section that has the
Because I
thing.
think a personal sacrifice needs to be something. I think it even says in the rules that it's like it's not something that is temporary.
Yeah,
It's
there you
like
Clearing guilty requires you to pay some costs on behalf of those of others, those you feel you've wronged or let down. It doesn't require them to actually absolve you of your guilt, just so long as you pay a price in an attempt to redeem yourself. This might be anything from standing alone against a dangerous foe so your teammates can escape, to agreeing to follow the advice of a mentor when it's hard to follow.
yeah, I was going with the fact that she's prideful, and she's even leaning towards excellence, and she's still.
She's prideful. She took a reckless action that had a very low chance of succeeding in an attempt to absolve the pain that she feels.
And injured
I can
herself.
see it.
Yeah,
and injured herself. So you have a different condition, but I would say
insecure.
guilty.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking insecure as well.
Because she basically pushed herself to the limit and it didn't
The
work.
fucked up thing is that insecure, you take a foolhardy action without taking. So you basically do the same thing.
Nice.
But no,
It
honestly,
requires you to jump into action without thinking things through in a desperate bid to prove yourself, putting yourself in danger before you're prepared for what's to come.
Honestly, it does make sense even within the fiction. Like, if you do something reckless and fail, you become insecure. If you do something reckless, like the same thing, or something reckless again, and you
restored confidence. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, he will hold you and attempt to through his like soothing words and sheer force of will.
She's definitely struggling and like having. She does not like being contained, but like
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Shh, it's okay.
Tapisa finally shows up, panting and stuff. Is just like, I'm not good at cardio.
Yeah, you're hot girl fit. You're not. You don't do cardio.
Well, also she's been in a prison. She doesn't exactly have room to do cardio.
Well, that doesn't mean that you're not hot girl fit.
Yeah,
it's muscle mass, all of it.
Yeah, no, it is exactly. She's doing like push-ups and tinkering and sweating and all that, but not like running or endurance.
I think Dae-hyng is pretty fit.
Yeah.
But like he's also 14.
Yeah. Noae
So-
makes a small fire step and throws herself onto a nearby, probably the rock she slammed into, to be honest, like just like to get space between her and other people.
I was thinking about having you like telling you that he's trying to shift your balance to a community, but if you're gonna just resist it, then I'm not even gonna have you roll.
Yeah, like right now she's like not having anything. She's like
she is out of sorts.
Yeah, she's mid panic attack.
She only feels comfortable when she's alone, and right now she's in a crowd.
And
so
in a cave.
yeah, and in a cave.
She's a rooftop kid, so not exactly like this whole thing is like.
Yeah, you're underground. That's not.
Yeah, she's actively panting like from the panic and also crying.
Yeah. So yeah, she's in no place to be shifted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I will say you guys come up from behind. Everybody followed your guys' trail. Your father is right next to you, Peihan. You guys are running at kind of as fast as you can, but he's an older man. He can't quite he has to take a rest when you guys stop for sure. The graceful ones, Toya and well, the guy in the purple sash who Peihan, you would know his name is Maheng. Maheng?
Okay.
Maheng.
Maheng.
They are immediately graceful and I gotta find another word. Yeah, as the night gets on, I lose my ability to find synonyms. They immediately rush up to both Noae and Quinn, being like, "What's going on? Where did you lose them?" Quinn is like, "Yeah, unfortunately, we he was going too fast, and fuck." He stares off into the cave system in front of him, into the mine system in front of him. There are any number of different passages that they could have gone down. You know the general direction to the right, just to like so that it's said out loud. You know the general direction that the minecart took, but there are at least 5 different mine entrances that the cart could have gone down. I have no idea how we're gonna be able to find the guy, but
all I had to do was cut the tracks better.
Look, it's not your fault, okay? We were behind from the get-go.
She jumps back down and walks over the tracks and literally points at the thin cut she made. It's like, look, if it was just thicker, if it was just a better cut.
Mm-hmm.
I should know how to cut things. She like makes claws out of flame and then just banishes them again. It's like I always cut things. I cut thing bad. Why cut thing bad?
Never mind your perceived impotence, child, says Tank. We have other options. And you see now that over his shoulder he is holding one of the incapacitated conspirators. He then flops them down without general care onto the ground. You can see that this is the Fire Nation woman, the one that Peihan was attempting to seize. And the jolt of having been thrown onto the rocky ground, it like gets her to stir as she wakes up in a haze, and she's like, "What happened? Where am I?" Mercilessly, Tank Earth bends her arms upward. They were by her side. He takes the earth that was beneath her arms, jets it up so that her arms are at right angles above her and pinned to the wall. She screams in pain, and he kneels down to her, and he's like, "You answer our questions now."
Noae's mood shifts to kind of fucking like horror.
Yeah.
She does not like seeing another human being treated like that.
Quinn is like, "Come on, man, you don't have to do this." And he stares Quinn down. To be clear, there's like about a foot difference between Tank and Quinn. And Tank stares him down and he's like, "We need answers. Do you have any better way of getting them? Or would you like to fail in another way?"
Tapisa's smart. She could probably figure it out without you bullying someone.
He stares daggers at you. It's very clear.
Noae, probably the first time since she's been in this campaign, like takes a step back because she's not feeling her normal confidence.
Yeah. And he gives like he's not so proud that he would give a "that's right, back off" look. But he doesn't maintain his look once you back off. He will return his gaze to the Fire Nation girl, and then he will open up his fist, or in a wide motion that's pointed up, and then he'll close it slightly. And no, he'll not close it slightly. He'll close it tightly, and a similar bound will erupt from the ground, or from the wall behind her around her neck. "Answers now. What are you doing here? Why are you doing it? And where did he go?" So he will lean down when he says this, and she will look up at him and hock a loogie right in his face.
Is Tank one of my cousins, or is he?
Tank is one of your cousins, yeah.
He's
Just to
not
be
my-
clear, to remind you, he was sitting next to Daquan during the dinner.
Oh, he's one of the mean cousins.
Yeah. He's one of the mean cousins.
Because, like, yeah, she's a firebender, and I don't like firebenders.
So I'm telling you this because you would kind of know.
But then,
What's up?
he might not be able to get answers out of her if he's like restricting her neck. That's counterintuitive.
Would you like to make this point to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tank,
He-
how can she answer our questions if you restrict her neck like that?
Yes, Tank. We're going to need some honesty out of her. The more you torture her, the less she's going to be willing to help us. Tank, he reluctantly takes this on board. And then he takes his fist, which was still clenched, and reopens it. The neck restraint recedes, and you see She breathes a little bit easier. It was constricting her airways a little bit. And the look that she gives you cannot be described as gratitude, but more closely as relief. Your father, Dae-hyng, kneels down to her now, and he says, "Look, you are in a mess of trouble. There's very little you can do to get out of this. However, all we need is a little bit of cooperation. And I promise you, on the seal of my family," and he'll point to the crest that he is pridefully imbued on his sword, that we will do our best to protect you if you only give us aid. She'll look at your father with not as much disdain as Tank, but she'll be like, "We would never turn on each other like that. We're a family, okay? Some of us might have fallen today, but the rest of us, and there are more of us, will live to fight another day." Your father gives a deep, beleaguered sigh. "Look, you speak of family, and I can only sympathize. Family is one of the most important things to me. But we have toppled your defenses. We're in now. The only thing that was keeping all of this at bay was the scare tactic that you were using out there. Now we're coming in, 3 families strong. And however strong you think your family is, it pales in comparison to the might of our clans. You either cooperate with us now, or you share your entire family shares their fate." And he will point back out to motion to the people that they have already bested. He is teetering on the edge of saying something important. She has been affected by this. She is going to need at least a little bit of a push, though.
Tapisa has been listening in outside of view or whatever. And I think she comes forward and she says, "I was imprisoned by the Fire Nation for years."
I'm not Fire Nation, she says. I'm not one of them. Don't lump me in with one of them.
No? You're terrorizing the community, sabotaging a mine,
Look,
hurting the people who work here, making it easier for the Fire Nation to do exactly what they always do. You
we're doing it to get out of here, she'll yell. We're doing
Why
it
are
to
you
get
here? You're
Why?
trespassing in Mujin territory. These are our mines for our families.
You don't know this. One of your workers, and she'll look toward you, Dae-hyng in specific, found a gem repository, the likes of which you have never seen. He decided in this case to keep it a secret, though. He knew of the potential of taking all of it for himself. He knew that he could become a king of his own land. And so he enlisted help because he knew that he couldn't get it all out on his own. Of course, being a non-bender, he had no chance of finding it himself. He had no chance of getting it out himself. He promised all of us. He knew that us children of this war, we were never ever going to get out any other way. And so he gave us a choice. Work together and start a new life in Ba Sing Se, or remain here under our own tyranny.
And in doing so, you would doom an entire village to suffer in your place? You would just take your freedom at the cost of all the other lives of the people here?
What have
Let
they
them be
done
crushed
for
on-
me? Exactly. What have they done for me? All the families do is take the money for themselves. They live fat and happy, while the rest of us live quiet, boring, impoverished lives underneath the thumb of the Fire Nation. We can't leave any other way. This is our one chance.
You could fight. You could make your voices heard.
Against the
could've-
Fire Nation?
Now I steps a little bit forward for during this.
Mm-hmm.
Starts looking at all the people. Is like, isn't she right though?
Thank you.
Like if
I
you
saw you. Oh, sorry. Go.
if you look, like, all of you have, this is your mind. She looks at the dad and
Mm-hmm.
mom. It's like, and you haven't dug it. She looks back at her. She's dug it, and yet
Well,
she had
so I have to say that they don't let the Fire Nation or Firebenders anywhere near it.
right, but like she
yeah.
has been digging to try and help basically this
Yeah,
to get
gotcha.
these gems.
Yeah.
Like,
Makes sense.
yeah, and she Noae looks like, I don't think she's wrong. Like, she deserves not to be put in a box of who she is or what you think of her. Not everyone can always fight. Noae, like, literally limps over. Like, not everyone has the ability to keep fighting until they break. Sometimes you need to run. Running is a good solution when you are going to be broken otherwise. I think the question is not what she should do different.
Thank you.
I think the question is what we should do with her. We need to, like, now it looks like it looks at the prisoner as like, do you want to just leave this place? Or did you just want to not be treated like the monster?
Her eyes well up with tears, and she says, both. More than anything, both. I just want to be somewhere away from the war. I just want a new life. If you, and she'll look back to Han, or no, to Fuda. And she'll be like, look, okay, I can't guarantee they'll be super receptive to me. But if you let all of us go, and I mean all of us, and her face twists in a sense of conviction now. Go. If you let all of us go, I will tell you where they are, and I will help defuse the situation. Please, I'm begging you. No jail, please.
Is she bound right now? Like,
Yes,
physically?
she is bound physically, yes.
With what? Like rope?
With
Manacles?
with earth enough to break. Well, she's
Enough to
bound
break.
with earth. She's fit to be broken. No, she's bound with earth, but you have tools and you're strong enough to break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Tapisa takes like a hammer or something and a spike and goes and raises it up as if to strike, and then hits the spike into the earth at a perfect point, shattering it.
What are you doing? Says Tank, and he'll kind of grab you by the lapel in a threatening
Get your hands off of me.
Slipped between the two of you is Fuda's sword, sheathed, but between you. Now, Tank. Quite frankly, if our family has let suffering like this persist unabated, then I believe we owe this woman at least this much. And being as I am in the family, my word is to be taken without question. He says, the periods evident in that sentence. Tank then reluctantly backs off. He takes his hand away from your lapel. He's like, this is bullshit. She has stolen from us!
And you have kept her crushed under your heel.
He is, just for clarity's sake, he's going to shift his balance once to his principle, which is heritage.
Mm-hmm.
But this is going to be this is going to take the form of him inhaling deeply and angrily through his nose and storming off, at least temporarily, while because he can't bear to see this happen. And yeah, I'm gonna try and wrap this up quick. I
don't have to go anymore, so don't have to.
Okay, never mind.
Still a time limit, but just not as harsh.
Jordan might.
Yeah.
Right?
I got like.
He's got 8 minutes.
Yeah, about that. 8, 12, something.
So I'm gonna break a rule, but I'm gonna assume that you're gonna break the other one now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
and I think she specifically breaks like the other shackle, pulls her up, and turns to Fuda and I'll hold you to that. You both have a chance to make something better. You both have a chance to improve the lives of your communities, to help those who cannot help themselves, to stop stop taking and hurting and crushing those among your community, and actually fucking fight the Fire Nation for once. Not with weapons or swords or thrown rocks, but by being a community and standing up and standing together in a way that you will never, or that will never let them break you. Not that way. Not when you have each other's backs.
He will tell you what. I would love it if you could roll to plead.
Yes. Let me pull the exact thing. Roll with Harmony, which is 2 for me. Yeah, that's like perfect plead, even if it's not like narratively.
No, it is a perfect plead. I'm trying to decide how
That is
he
enough.
reacts to this.
But I have +1 going to looking into anyone who benefit from the mine being closed. Like,
No, I don't think it
no.
fits for this. No, I appreciate the the trying, but no.
If somebody wants to help,
I don't have fatigue to use, unfortunately, so I
all
can't.
right.
Pei-hun, you would be in a brilliant position to help.
Well, like if the mine is closed, then the Fire Nation will like take over the whole town.
Yeah. So what he is the deal is that he's yeah, I mean, so you could take 1 fatigue just to help.
Honestly, though, like if they need something more, I can actually probably do that as well. So, like,
Sure.
if we want to let this stand as a 9, I'm fine with that.
So Pei-hun, do you want to take 1 fatigue to help Tapisa convince your father to make things better in the town than they were before?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. So we can say you come up with words
Mhm.
like
Something,
Like we
like,
want our family legacy, like our family name to be something to be proud of.
yeah,
that works. That works.
perfect, absolutely. So you're you're poking directly at his sense of unity, and your words hit him hard. He will stand up straight, and he's like, "By the honor of the Choi family." By the way, he married into the Choi family.
Yeah,
This is not his.
he did.
Yeah, he's
Oh, that's
allowed.
funny.
He's allowed.
My laugh
Yeah.
got cut off, but that's
Yeah, he
that's
married
great.
into like, by the honor of our family, I will see to it. Just as soon as I get permission from my wife. He doesn't say that out loud, but that's kind of the undercurrent.
He should.
That's
He should.
the joke. Like,
the telepathy between me and my dad.
Just as soon as I get permission from my wife. But yes, he will do his utmost in order to ensure that the people around are not in any way dissatisfied, that you can fight off the Fire Nation, that people at least get paid and enough, like, so that they don't feel like they're trapped.
do I move back for forgiveness for that way?
Yes. I fucking hate when you guys move backward to your center, but it's perfectly good roleplay. And also, here's the deal:
Do I
Noae
move
moves toward
community? Yeah. I was
yes,
gonna say, are
100.
you gonna move me towards community now? You sound.
Oh no, trust me, I didn't forget. That was a
Okay.
footnote in my brain. Yeah. So
I
think
lose my superpower again. God damn it.
yeah. Well, you gain experience for
I
it.
gain
So
experience
fuck
and I lose my superpower. Like it. I do enjoy that aspect of this playbook. It's just that I have to be off balance to get certain benefits.
I mean, that is the case for, like, you guys haven't been living up to your principles all that often because you guys have been mostly toward your center, but living, like, going far in one direction is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. You can, if you shift your center towards one or the other, your center will at base be at like the +1 necessary to do your thing.
You have to go through that whole thing of going off the
Nope. It's an advancement. It's a growth advancement. You can shift your center 1 step.
Oh no shit. Fuck yeah. I love
Which can
that.
either correct going off balance or can push you in a direction if you want.
Okay. Anyway, she will be like, so no prison time? And she he will look back at her and give a sigh. And he'll say, I'll see what I can do. I will do whatever I can to avoid it. I am unfortunately not in charge of this, but I swear once again on the crest of my family, that the utmost will be done to ensure you and your friends are handled without malice. She takes a deep breath, having achieved what she effectually wanted. And she's like, okay, I'll show you where it is. And that's where we'll end.
Mhm.
Yay.
Yay.
Real quick. We're going to do growth questions.
Yes.
So everybody's growth questions, we'll do these first. Did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world? I would say yes. Everybody did.
That the Choi family is not magically perfect. Oh my god.
Yeah, right? God.
I think
Capitalism is the
I-
bad guy? What?
I don't know if Noae has learned this, but I'll still accept the experience.
Well, I mean, so what I say dangerous, exciting, or complicated about the world, challenging, is like the whole conspiracy is caused by just everyday people who are trapped by society and
Yeah.
needed a way out.
In the macro,
Yeah.
in the macro, Noae has learned nothing because she has intimate knowledge of this
Yeah.
problem. In the micro, this instance, yeah, she knows more.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
assuming that
Both
my
have been
+1
tried.
ongoings are no longer relevant because they've been solved. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
Yes.
I would say that yes. I would say yes.
Yes.
Did you guide a companion toward balance or end your session at center? I don't know,
Yes.
Dae-hyng, did you?
No, I'm at +2.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, what you need to do, or what I would advise you to do, is live up to your principle more. When you take action in accordance with the values of your principle, you mark 1 fatigue to roll with the principle instead of whatever you would have rolled with.
Mhm.
What is
Yeah. So if you find yourself rolling with focus and it's a +0 and you want to roll, like, you can convince me that you're doing this for the sake of your family,
Oh yeah.
that would be a +2.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Just
can
making
also,
sure you know about that.
you can also work towards guiding a character towards balance if need
Yeah.
be.
For sure. All right. And that's that. So real quickly, I'm gonna do Jordan first because he's got to leave first. Did you express gratitude to her companion for their presence, support, or teaching? I don't know that you did. I think you actively shirked some Quinn's support when he was trying to give it to you.
I don't think she shirked his support because she just but
Did you express gratitude?
no, because she felt like she didn't she was busy feeling like she failed Quinn because he didn't do anything wrong. She's the one that fucked up her part.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah, I would say that's a no for you.
Almost another growth because that was 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys are racking it up, and I'm stoked for you. Did you, Crow? Did you resolve an issue or conflict relying on something other than your trainings? I'm trying to remember how you would do this.
Talk
Was
her.
it because I pleaded with my dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, something other than your because your trainings are swordsmanship and firebending.
Yeah.
So
and
you chose a method other than fighting to get out of a situation. So I'm gonna say yes, or at least to make your lives better.
Yeah.
Tapisa.
Yes, I can just say right now, yes, I did.
Did you improve the lives of average citizens or help an ordinary person with their problems? Nah, no, I don't think you did that. I think
Now I did it. Now I did it. Now I get.
Yeah, now I did it, but unfortunately, she doesn't get any growth for it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, no, I
Alright,
did
so
both.
I'm pretty sure that's a full advancement for you, Liv.
Yeah,
full
I
advancements with
got all
points.
4, which is so I'm back I got my advancement, which is I'm unlocking my moment of balance.
Fuck yes.
And then I have 2 growth towards my next advancement.
Fuck yeah, kings and queens and non-binary royals.
It's called a monarch.
Monarchs.
Or
Monarch,
sovereign.
sure.
I love the word sovereign too. Sovereign's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but monarch doesn't express that I'm trying to call them non-binary.
But monarch is so non-binary.
Anyway, that's been it for us.
Thank you
here
for
on this
session.
stream. No problem. Questions, comments, concerns, always welcome. Yeah, rigmarole, yada yada.
It's gonna stop the stream now. So say bye to the boy.
Bye.
See you next
Bye to the
time.
future.
Adios.
Bye.